Consider this quote by Nikola Tesla. He said, if the genius of invention, essentially science, were to reveal tomorrow the secret to immortality, beauty, and youth for which humanity is aching, that the same inexorable agents that prevent a mass from changing suddenly will likewise resist the force of the new knowledge until time gradually modifies human thought. So what did Nikola Tesla have in mind here? Well, this is a statement with a deep insight. And it comes from someone who had tremendous authority, not only in science, but he had a strong philosophy about life. Remember, the quality of your philosophy, essentially the philosophy, your beliefs about life, will always determine the quality of your life. Whether you will fail, whether you will achieve, whether you will prosper or not, is always determined by your thoughts. So think of the impact that Nikola Tesla had on the modern world. It is said that essentially he was the quantum leap to the modern world. His early integrations about scientific knowledge, about electricity, about particles, essentially paved the way, created the foundation for the modern world. We have the computers now. We have the laptops, the wireless phones. We have instant access to information, the internet. Many of these things would not have been possible unless Nikola Tesla had made those early integrations, and as a great inventor, he was able to essentially give to the world what is available. But he was way ahead of his time. So essentially, what made him believe? What made him think about? Or what was the observation in his mind that made him know without a shadow of a doubt that the secret to biological immortality, meaning eternal youth, he was essentially talking about eternal youth, living forever in the body. What did he grasp about scientific fact? What did he learn? What did he know about particle physics and how it's connected to the power of the mind that made him essentially make this integration? Because he said it. He said that it's science essentially that will discover. Because he said that it's only a matter of time, that inexorable agents that prevent a mass from changing. Remember, everything is energy. All mass, everything that exists is energy, including your thoughts. Everything you touch, everything you hear, everything you see, it's all mass, physical energy. It is all particle physics, essentially being manifested in front of you. And there are physical laws that govern the universe and govern the subatomic world. This has been described as quantum mechanics or quantum physics, which is measurements or observations of what happens to energy at very, very small, minute moments in time. And looking at the subatomic structure of things, going really deep into what things are made of, right? And Nikola Tesla was fully aware. He was fully integrated as to these laws, these mechanics, and what they meant, and how they could be applied to improve life. And ironically, he said it was the laws of nature that prevented him from helping humanity making a quantum leap. A lot of people look up to Nikola Tesla for his, he was good-hearted. He wanted to help humanity. His vision was that of helping humanity prosper, to heal the planet. And we know that because he said that in a quote. It says that humanity was aching for beauty, for a healing. And that part of that is our perception and our experience of death. He understood that our life is short. It's short-lived. We only have a very small, short period of time to experience it. And that makes us rush. And that may make us do things that are not the best thing for us. So what exactly did Nikola Tesla observe about particle physics that made him believe without a shadow of a doubt that the frontier to immortality, that it will be accessible by the scientific method, the genius of invention, the ability to understand physics? Because that's how he connected it. He said that it will be time. Time is a physics factor. It's not essentially a mental projection or a mental concept. Time is tied into particle physics. Albert Einstein said that time essentially was an illusion, that everything is happening in time and space all at once, right here, right now, that the future and the past essentially are the same thing. And this is hard for people to grasp, but there's a reason why they said that. There is reasons why they acknowledge those things to be true. But he said it simply. He said that the inexorable agents that prevent a mass from changing, by law, everything is set in stone. Like energy is clumped up into its natural manifestation of energy, and that it takes time to decompose, to remove, to change, because they are inexorable. And that the thing that would change the mass agreement that we live under, that of death and war and famine and all the challenges that we live under that create a chaotic life, can only be modified by new thought, the force of new thinking, a new means of perceiving life. And this new means to perceive life is founded on the laws of physics, understanding that the laws of physics operate through us, within us, and through the world all around us, and that we are all connected, and that we influence each other, that our thoughts, that our emotions, that our physical actions have consequences, not only in our lives, but on that of the ones who we interact. We are all connected. And he understood that. He knew that concept very, very well. It is important to grasp this concept because he understood particle physics, and he understood that immortality was part of his vision. He acknowledged as a reality of the physical universe, as a possibility. Not only a possibility, a plausibility. Meaning it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of new thought being introduced into the mass awareness of the populace to think a new thought, because it is thinking that modifies the mass agreement of physical energy that exists, including the mass agreement of what people believe to be true. He said that. He said that in that quote. Why did he say that? And here's a few reasons why I believe he was able to say those things. It has to do with an experiment that, in my opinion, has saved the world. How did it save the world? This one single scientific experiment opened up a new study, a new awareness of how the world works, how us as individuals observing our reality affect in an instant, that reality that we are observing. Meaning, just by looking at things, we are actually moving particles, rearranging them from one place to another based on our observation. Now, we have two forms of observation, actually more than two, but for the sake of argument here, just discussing two. Not only our eyesight, it's a form of observation, but our imagination, it's a form of observation. Albert Einstein said that logic or logical thinking can, help you go from point A to point B, but that your imagination can factually take you anywhere. That your imagination essentially tells you of a future event, something that can happen, something that could happen, something that will happen. Because everything that you have ever imagined, or everything that you see being built up in the real physical world, was first a thought in someone's mind, in someone's imagination. Why is this important? Because Nikola Tesla said it. He said that through the scientific method, it is plausible to achieve biological immortality. And this is because the fact that he had the vision in his imagination of this reality, of a future possibility, then in fact, the laws of physics through quantum mechanics is telling us, it was telling him that it was a reality, that it can happen, that it can be ours. And that was his real vision, because he said it, quote unquote. Look it up. And it's mind-blowing. He fully integrated a scientific idea to spirituality and philosophy. Through quantum mechanics, we understand that anything that can happen will happen, or has already happened. And this is due to the fact that time has it's not linear as most people think about it. It's actually, as I mentioned before, it's one thing that's happening right here, right now. And it's only a matter of bringing it into our reality. So there's something there to think about, to ponder about, to consider. Let me know what you think about this idea of what Nikola Tesla said on the comments. Put a like if this is something that piqued your interest, and let me know what you think.